Mama's boy. Mama's boy. At the end of this conversation, I will say the following words. Young men, love your mother. Treat your mother right. Take care of your mother. Now, let's go to the beginning. When you hear the term mama's boy, what comes to mind? Where do you think that term comes from? Who uses that term? I'm giving you time to think. Who uses that term? Mama's boy. Where does it come from? Who uses it? And number three, if you know where it comes from and who uses it, then why do they use it? Contrary to popular belief, mama's boy oftentimes is used on the wrong guy. I'll say that again. The intention for which the term mama's boy is used are directed on the wrong guy. And the wrong guy, in this case, I mean the right guy. Because it's the guy who has demonstrated that they care for the young mother, they love the young mother, and they look after the young mother. That is the guy the term mama's boy was created for. It's a shaming language. Now, before I said that, you have always heard them use that term in a way to describe a man who has not grown past needing mama. You are still sucking your mama's titty. That boy is the one now that is commonly used on, which to some degree it has a purpose. It's a shockwave to make this boy grow up and attach himself with the nature of the man and desert the nature of the woman and activate logic and diminish emotions. I have always described red pill as the application of logic so as to diminish the effect of emotions in a man. So when it's used in that context, it makes sense. But the person it was really intended for, the person who was being targeted, is the person who is taking care of their mother, is the person who is looking after their mother, is the person who loves their mother. And the source of it is the woman who is in competition with mama. Your mama, that woman who sees your mama as a threat. And the purpose of it? To shame you, to desert your God-given duties, to take care of your mother, to love your mother, and to provide for your mother. Make sense? Makes sense. So now, that's why I said when it's being used, it's used on the wrong guy. The guy who actually needs to wake up and detach with the emotions of the mother. But the woman who is in the competition for attention and provision with your mother is the one who uses that to shame you. And if you're stupid, you desert your duties of loving your mother, of taking care of your mother, of providing for your mother, and you fall into this shaming tactic of the woman who is in competition with your mother. Isaac is one of the very few people who only had one wife in the Bible. His sons are Jacob and Esau. Rebecca is their mother. She is the embodiment of self-preservation. Everything a woman does is for her own self-interest. And we see in Rebecca her manipulating her sons so that they can, the one she favors, so that she can inherit the greatest value of the source of her provision from her husband. This now starts sounding like the other study about the value of the source of the provision of the woman. Now, the source of the value of the source of the provision for Rebecca was Isaac. But Isaac is an old man, he is dying, he is blind, he is at the end of his life. But Rebecca is a young woman. Rebecca still has some 30 years to go. So what does she need to do? She needs to find a way to transfer the greatest value. This is going to make a lot of sense. The term greatest, it's comparable. The greatest value of the source of her provision to her favorite son. She needs the right son to inherit most of the inheritance of the father, the greatest value of the source of her provision. That's why she engineered Jacob. Because naturally, the taking care of her after Isaac has died is now upon the son. And because she has two sons, she has to do the mental calculation as a woman that she is allowed because of her own self-preservation and because she's in touch with her nature, the source of the provision. She has to determine, where am I best served? And she figures out she's best served with this son versus the other. So she has to come up with a plan where, when and if and when she succeeds, her favorite son is going to inherit the greatest value of the source of her own provision that hitherto belongs to the husband, or is in the custody of the husband. So, I'm saying all this to show you that the care of your mother is transferred from your father to you. It's a God-given task, responsibility. And so when you see a woman shaming you into deserting that God-given duty, is because she is in competition with the mother who is now under your care. under your provision, under your love. Because even the love itself transfers to the son. And you will notice women know how to also transfer honor, respect, obedience, submission, and the follow to this man, this young man that is now being apportioned the leader of the family. Now, I'll pause here and I'll let you look at your own family dynamics. There is that uncle that took over after your grandfather died. There is that brother of yours, probably you are in some instances, that took over the responsibilities of taking care of your mother when your father died. 70% chances the father dies before the mother. So I'm not saying something out of the ordinary. And the mother knows that now this one here is the one that holds the title, that needs to be respected, need to be obeyed, need to be submitted to, and need to be followed. This one here. Women know that so naturally. I saw that with my own grandmother. I saw that with my own grandmother. My grandfather died in 1982. 81, I think. My grandmother lived all the way to 2003. Who took over? Who took over? The son. And I'm not just talking who took over the responsibility to provide and care and love her. No. Not just that. Who took over her own portion of respect, honor, obey, submission, and follow. The son. Now, examine your own family. So when you hear this shaming language of mama's boy, the source is the woman who is in competition with your mother, or sees your mother as in the way of her own plugging into the value of the source of her own provision. And the intention is to shame you, to desert your duties. So, young men, when you build yourself up, those responsibilities to love, to care, to provide for your mother are going to fall on you. And I'll say something real quick. It's going to amaze you. Mutahi Kagwe. I wish I knew what I was going to say before I jump into the car. Mutahi Kagwe has there's a very famous quote from him.
A parent is a parent to you individually.
That's circulated on the internet, where he said, you as a child, he never said a son, but let's go with what he said.
A parent might have 4 sons, 5 kids, 6 children, but is a parent to you alone.
You as a child, your parent is your parent because they are your parent.
So when you are looking after your father, when you are looking after your mother, ignore that there is anybody else.
You care for them, you love them, you provide for them because they are your parent.
Don't say, usiseme, my brother, I brought my mother a dress last Christmas. My brother has not bought her anything, so I will not buy her anything.
Do not compare the provision to your parent with that one of your siblings.
Whether she has other sons or she doesn't, whether he has other sons or he doesn't, is irrespective.
Your mother is your mother because she is your mother, not because she is the mother to your siblings.
Your mother Your parent is a parent to you individually. Handle it as such.
Your duty to your mother, your responsibility to your mother are defined. And not just in the cases where you are an only child, especially when there are multiple children, especially when there are multiple sons. Your responsibility to your mother is because she is your mother. You're not sharing this with your siblings. There is no divided, there is no shared love, there is no shared provision, there is no shared caring to your mother. No. You love your mother. You take care of your mother. You provide for your mother because she is your mother. When you see siblings trying to say, we need to come together and figure out how we are going to help, don't participate in that. Don't participate in that. Do your part to your mother. That there is manipulation. There is no difference between that and the woman who is seeing your mother as a potential competition for the source of her provision and now wants to shame you for providing for your mother. Don't let any person, and I'm talking about siblings here, sit you down and decide how much you're going to provide for your mother. Do not do that. Provide for your mother as though she was the only mother to you, because she is. She is the only mother to you. She's not a mother to you because she has other 7 children. She is a mother to you because she is your mother. And if anybody in your family is stepping outside of those avenues that connect her or him directly to mama by saying, let's sit together and decide how we're going to help mama, they do not want to help. They do not feel the responsibility to care, to provide, to love the mother. They want to share the love. They want just to provide a piece of the love. They want to provide just a piece of the caring. They just want to provide a piece of the provision. Do not participate in that. Your provision should be whole to your mother. Your caring should be whole to your mother. Your love, your affection to your mother should be whole, should not be comparable to anybody else's. So, young men, work on yourself, build yourself, then provide, care, and love your mother. Do not buy into this gospel of your mother is evil. If there is that possibility, if there is that conversation, resolve that first. Resolve that first. And don't transfer the relationship between your mother and your father to yourself. Remove yourself from the equation. If you're seeing your mother as evil because of the relationship she had with your father, then you are the problem. That is their relationship. Cultivate your relationship with your mother because she is your mother. Only her is your mother. Only you call her mother. Nobody else. Do not fall into that plan of looking at your mother through the eyes of her husband or her baby daddy, whoever that guy is. When we decide to talk about father-son relationship, we will talk about that one. But for now, that guy is baby daddy. That guy is the seed donor. Do not get into that mix. It's not yours. If you need to resolve those issues, resolve them separately between you and her and you and him, so that they are them are not you them. And so that your relationship with him is not dependent on your relationship with her. And your relationship with her is not dependent on relationship with him. Do not let their relationship interfere with your relationship with either of them. Very important. And now also for the siblings, the way I articulated earlier, hakuna nusu mkate kwa mzazi. Mzazi ni mzazi. When my father was alive, I used to tell him, you are the only person in this world who have access to my resources for no reason. I used to tell my father, he would laugh. Georgie, niere gutiri kindu ngwenda. He would laugh it off. And then I would send him some money in the M-Pesa. And then the next time he would say, onaishi watu meira itire cirathira. Check on your mother. Take care of your mother. Provide for your mother. Love your mother. She is the only mother you got. If there are some issues you need to fix them so that they don't get in the way of you loving your mother and you providing for your mother and you caring for your mother. Do not buy into any other messaging that would attempt to get between you and your mother. Not before today, not today, not ever. Do not fall for the gimmick of mama's boy. If you need to grow up and activate your masculinity, do that. Do that. But oftentimes, that is not the intention of mama's boy. The intention of the mama's boy is to isolate you and your resources so that this woman now can tap into you without the competition of your mother. Observe that, interrogate that. And if you catch a woman doing that, get them out of your life. They have bad intentions. Obviously. Obviously. Cultivate healthy relationships with your mothers. I have the best relationship with my mother. The best. I'm number 8 of 9. My mother had 9 births. I'm number 8 of 9. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. If I told you I was the only son, you wouldn't argue with it. If my mother told you I'm her only child, you wouldn't argue with it. Do that. Do that.